Happy Saturday, everyone. I'm Jonathan, and we're here today with another episode of our 91-day Business Spotlight Live. And I am so excited to have the opportunity to be talking with Joey Jones this morning from Coastal Digital Marketers. Tell us a little bit about your history. Introduce yourself to everybody so they know a little bit about you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Hey, I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today in front of your audience. It's a pleasure. My journey has been, starting Coastal Digital Marketers. It's been a journey. Started back in 2005, so it's been a lifelong dream of mine to have my online business and to find something that I really enjoy doing. Our main goal within our company is just to really help solo entrepreneurs, Jonathan. We feel there is definitely a need out there for people to learn how to use tools, AI tools especially. I think since ChatGPT came out, this AI, all this automation has just really upped the game for so many people. And I think there's a lot of people still need to learn how to use the tools and find out what they can do for them and how they can help them. And that's where I come in. I picked up on doing chatbots, automation, funnel building, content creation, video creation, things of that nature. And I like to take a hands-on type approach and train people. I don't have courses per se to just sell someone. I don't do that really. I'd like to do, I will do that if that's what they require. But I like to do hands-on training to people, show them so they can really get a grasp of what to do, show them how a tool works, how they can implement that into their business. That's been one of my fortes, if you will.
Well, awesome. I really appreciate hearing that and knowing what you're doing there. Tell me a little bit about, again, what caused you to get into digital marketing? You and I were talking a bit beforehand about some of the other things you've done and some lessons you've learned along the way. Can you share some of those lessons with us and maybe what caused you to get into the digital marketing, Joey?
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So back in 2005, Jonathan, I got into network marketing and multi-level marketing, and it was a whirlwind. I can tell you, it's kind of shame to tell you, but I've done so many. I never could really get traction and try to find something that really made me a lot of money. And I'll be honest with you, there is a lot of successful network marketers out there, MLM. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a great field, but you got to have the niche, the nick, I guess, to do it. You got to really get out there and hustle. And I did hustle, but I just could never make it work. So I started switching gears. What really started changing for me in my online presence was that I started learning some skills. And I work a regular job, work in the oil and gas industry, been doing that for over 20 years. And I realized, to be online, I needed to learn something. I was seeing so many people having so much success. And I said, well, what if I learn how to do funnel building? So I started getting into ClickFunnels. I got good at making funnels. And I did that for a long time, but I was only doing it for myself. I was trying to learn how to do lead magnets and promote products and services. And things like that. And I got some traction. But what I found out along the way, which led me into this business really and truly, is that a lot of my friends and people that I was meeting online, they needed help. They needed to learn how to do something. It's like I was learning these skills and I was moving forward in a lot of this stuff, but I was seeing people lagging behind. And I don't like to see nobody lag behind. You want to pick up your fellow man and bring him forward with you, right? You want to help people. And that's my passion, is to help people and to give back. I love doing that. That's where my heart's at. And so I felt that, I needed to start helping people. And that's what led me into all this. But a lesson, I tell you, one of the biggest lessons I think I've ever learned in this online journey. When I first got online, I tried to do too many things at one time. And I could never get traction because I was all over the board. If you looked at my folders here on this computer, you'll be amazed at all the courses, the mentorships, everything I had bought into. Not to say they wasn't good. I definitely got some nuggets out of all of that stuff. But I can tell you, when you start spreading yourself way too thin, it gets complicated and your mind gets bogged down and you just want to give up sometime. But I hung in there and I kept going. And I finally got, going to work every day. and building this job in the crevices of my 9 to 5. I like to call it burning the midnight oil, if you will, because it's always after the 9 to 5 that I get to work on my business full time. And the weekends, I take full advantage of it, or anytime I can. So, but don't spread yourself too thin when you're out here trying to start this business. Learn one good skill and build upon that skill, and then you find things inside of that skill that enhance it, and then you keep adding on to that. That's what I've learned to be most helpful.
Well, I think that's super helpful, and I think that's really good advice. I know, especially for startups, it's one of the things we struggle with, and those of us with an entrepreneurial mindset, often we've got so many things going on. I think that's really, really good advice. Tell me a little bit, Joey, about what type of client do you serve best, and how do you end up helping them at the end of the day? In other words, what are you doing that makes their life better when they work with you?
All right, good question, Jonathan. I love to work with solo entrepreneurs, people that I like to say are like me. And when I say like me, in the sense that they're working a 9 to 5 job, are they working in the oil field, or are they doing construction, or they could be it could be a doctor, a lawyer, it could be anybody that has a business, and they have this passion to do something online. They want this additional income for their families. And today, with chat GPT and all the possibilities with all this automation and AI, it's only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's growing so fast. So if you can learn how to utilize these tools, the AI tools in general, these chat GPTs, learn how to build prompts, learn how to do funnel building, all these skills, they really enhance a person's business in so many ways. And what I like to do, I like to serve them in a way that I can introduce them to tools that I use personally, not something that I just saw, but something that I'm using on a daily basis to build my business. I want to teach people how to do that. I want to help them grow their online presence.
Oh, I love hearing that. That's great. You mentioned AI, and Joey, I'm a huge fan of AI, and I use it a lot in my agency. Talk to me a little bit. I know a lot of solo business owners and all business owners are maybe a little skeptical about how can I really leverage these tools. Can you give us a couple of examples that, how an entrepreneur can leverage these tools like ChatGPT, Bard, Claude, Midjourney, Dolly? There's a lot of them, but how can they average it? Just a couple of simple tips to maybe get them started this weekend as they're debating how do they do that. What would you recommend as the best way to get started in that process?
Very easily, Jonathan. So that's a good question too. One of the best ways to do is get you an open AI account. Number one, and right out of the box, you can go in there and you can start talking to ChatGPT. It can get more advanced. Don't get me wrong, but just right out of the box, you go in there and you start typing in questions that you have about your business, like how do I write a sales page? Can you write me an email sequence? All of these things that can help you in your business, these day-to-day things. Help me create a Facebook post, content. If you really want to get very specific in your message to your audience, and when you're trying to sell a product or service online, one of the best things you can do is be consistent with your message. And this was a big struggle for me for many years. I could never be consistent until ChatGPT came along. I went in there now. I can lay out I can lay out 100 days of content within 30 minutes, and I'm set, and it's all on point, and it's all targeted to my audience. So ChatGPT is just wonderful. And then in creating your content, and that's just huge. And you could easily do that this weekend. You could go in there and just type it out. Say, hey, give me 5 great posts, or give me 5 great taglines, and ChatGPT is give it to you really quick. And then you mentioned Dolly, and Dolly is a great program also when you're looking to create graphics. So let's say you created a beautiful Facebook post. Then you can go into Dolly and have Dolly generate a image for you for that post. But you can also do that in the regular ChatGPT now too. GPT-4 Plus, it's actually, you can create the image there. But I find Dolly, for some reason, I think it's a little bit different than what it's generating out. So, but that's what I would do if I was just starting out right now. I would definitely go to ChatGPT. I think that's the easiest thing to learn. And I would go there and start talking to it, just like you and I are having this conversation. That's how
Mhm.
simple it is. Now, if you wanted to take it advanced further, you can start creating custom personas, if you will, and you can get very specific to who you're talking to and the message that you're putting out there. And that's one of the big things that I like doing is creating custom personas for people as well.
Well, I think that's some amazing advice, Joey, and I think you're absolutely right. It's just get started and talk to it just like you and I are now. You said it's not people I think get scared off by the term prompting, and what we really mean is have a conversation. Just as you and I, if you and I were going to collaborate on building a landing page today or building out a new sales funnel or a new email campaign, we'd talk about who is our audience and what are we trying to sell and who are we in that process so we gain an understanding. And I think the mistake so many people make when it comes to AI is they go in and they go, well, write me a blog post about my business. And it doesn't know anything about your business. It doesn't know who you are. It doesn't know who your audience is. And so therefore, garbage in, garbage out, and it doesn't create anything good. I think your advice there is absolutely spot on. So great advice. Joey, last question for you today is people are hearing, especially those solo entrepreneurs that are going, I need somebody like me that understands where I'm at and is looking for help. How do they reach out and connect with you over at Coastal Digital Marketers?
Oh, the best way to reach me is at joey@coastaldigitalmarketers.com. And I will respond directly to you.
Fantastic. Well, that's great. Well, I want to encourage everyone here listening. If you're in that startup, one of the things I really wanted to meet with Joey about and talk is I love the fact that he's got an entrepreneurial mindset. He's continuing to learn and he's focused on helping other solopreneurs. If you're in that spot where you're maybe starting a new business or you've been working on one for a while and maybe still working another job to pay the bills, Joey understands. He's been there, he's done that, and he can appreciate where you're at, and he can then speak to you and help you elevate your business to the next level. So I really want to encourage you to reach out to him at coastaldigitalmarketers.com. You won't be upset. It's definitely worth a conversation to see if Joey can help you. So a reminder for everybody watching, this is a 91-day Business Live Spotlight we're doing today. And over the next 91 days, or actually we're in day 6 now. So the next 85 days, we're going to be concluding 130 total 15-minute interviews just like this. If you're an entrepreneur, a digital agency owner, a professional that's running a business and you'd like to promote your business, just like we've done here with Joey today, reach out in the comments. Let me know. I'll get you a link. It's easy to book. We're booked through next week, but we've got openings the following. I'd love to sit down and talk to you. Joey, let me ask you one last question. For those that may be wondering, is this something worth doing? I didn't warn you, but is this something you'd recommend?
Absolutely, 100%. This is one of the greatest opportunities that I've ever seen, and we're right now at the beginning of you have your big curve when businesses are generating and things are starting to launch. We're right now at the very beginning of something magnificent. I would highly recommend everyone to get out there that has any inkling of wanting to start a business. Start learning this AI. Start learning about prompt engineering. Start learning ChatGPT. Start learning these programs. It's amazing what you can do. It's amazing what it can do for your business that you have. Even if you have a brick and mortar business, I would highly recommend that you get involved. And Jonathan, one last thing for you. I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you for having me on here today. Thank you to your audience. It's greatly appreciated. It's an honor.
Well, we're so thankful you made the time to join us, and I'm happy to do that. Folks, we appreciate your time as well, whether you're watching us live or on the replay. If you get any value out of this and you like it, please go ahead and like this. That helps us with the algorithm so these videos get out, and we help promote Joey and businesses like him more often. And he'll be tagged down in the comments, so don't hesitate to reach out as well. With that, guys, make it a great Saturday and have a blessed weekend.